Hi, I'm Chrissy J with What the Blush, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to be talking about curly hair care products, items you may use to style your curly hair. It could be cream, gel, mousse, whichever. Today, I'm going to go in detail about which product is best for your hair. Let's get started. Styling curly hair can be a challenge. It's especially challenging if you don't know where to begin, which products to use, which are the best for your hair, and how you're going to get to that final desired outcome, that look that you hope to achieve and create once you're done styling. Let's back up a little bit and make things easier. As a professional, I often see clients come into the salon with a bag of just multiple products that they use on their hair, frustrated and confused because they're not achieving the desired result that they want. Oftentimes, that happens because they're using too many products at one time. I always recommend the 80-20 rule. 80% water and 20% product. A little bit goes a long way. You can always start out with a small amount and add more as you go on, but allow the water to do the heavy lifting in achieving that final look. So let's start with product brand. Do you buy products based on the brand name? Here we have Kenra, Ouidad, The Do, and Innersense. Do you buy based on their branding and marketing? I'm also going to throw in Davinus just for the sake of this video. I don't have loyalty to any of these brands, but these are what I had available to showcase in this video. There are thousands of other products on the market for you to take advantage of, some name brand, some generic brand. It's your choice and using what works best for your hair. Keep in mind that sticking with a brand doesn't necessarily mean that this is a great product or that it's a bad product. If the price of an item is high, doesn't mean that it's going to work great for you. If the price of an item is low, it doesn't mean that it's going to be terrible for you. Choose the product that's going to work best for your hair and helping you achieve your desired goal. Another thing to consider is reading the instructions for use on the back of the label. Sometimes clients will watch multiple videos online of influencers and other people telling you 5 different steps on how to achieve the look for their hair, when in actuality, you really want to follow the manufacturer's instructions because, one, they've already paid for the research and development. They have highly paid chemists who create these products, and you don't want them to overlap because you won't know how one product works versus the other product. Let's say, for example, you decide you're going to try 2 products from 2 different brands at the same time. And then you don't actually get the desired result that you want. Now you're like, neither one of these works for me. But in actuality, you really should have just started with one and water. One and water. This way you can find out if this particular product by itself is going to give you that desired result or how that product is actually going to interact with your hair. Another thing that you're going to find on the back of the label is the ingredients for the product. So you want to read through the ingredients and see if maybe there's anything that you are sensitive to, like fragrance, or say you have celiac disease and you have an allergen to wheat. Some products contain wheat and you may have an adverse reaction. If you're not really sure, I wouldn't risk using a product that might potentially cause an allergic reaction. Next thing to look for on the back is this little item right here. That lets you know that from the time you open the product, this is when it expires. So you can take a Sharpie. Yeah, this is not a Sharpie, but we're going to call it a Sharpie. Once you open a product, you can take a Sharpie and just write on the bottom or somewhere on the label when you opened it or the date of expiration. That way, you're not using expired products or buying stuff that you already have that's still in use or still a good product to use. So let's talk about gels. Gels are usually water-based and a clear consistency, which allows for a much stronger or harder hold to the curl. Make sure to read the labels to see exactly what this product is and exactly what it does. Now let's demonstrate how each one of these gels looks. First up, we have the Davines brand. This is a curl gel oil. Next is another Davines gel product. This gel product is a cream gel. Here we have the Ouidad Vital Curl. And finally, we have the Innersense I Create Hold. As you can see from the product demonstration, you can see that some of these have a little bit more water, they're more viscous and a lot looser. The gels that are thicker are really concentrated, so you don't want to use a lot. Again, following the 80-20 rule, 80% water and 20% product. I would probably use a nickel size amount per section and add more as you go, or you can add water to sort of loosen it if the product becomes too hard in the hair and doesn't give movement. Next up, we're going to take a look at Mousse. Mousse is often used, it's a foamy texture, which will give you curl support and definition, some adding shine. Let's see what the mousse looks like. Woo. First we have the Kenra Curl Glaze Mousse. Next is the Kenra Volume Mousse. And then finally is the Dew Mousse Def Texture Foam. As you can see, they all have a watery, foamy texture, but they're also going to give you hold and shine and definition. Remember to read the instructions on the back of the product because the manufacturer is going to tell you exactly how the product should be used for best results. Next on the agenda are two curl creams. One lists itself as a curl defining cream. The other enhances taming for wavy to curly hair. So let's try them out and see what they look like. And then the Davines Love Curl Cream. The Davines is a little bit more watery. Doesn't mean it's a bad product, but just to show the difference between the curl creams. No two products are the same. They're not really going to give you the same desired result, which is why it's best to use the product just with water by itself so you can see how your hair responds and reacts to the product being used. So, I hope you found this information helpful and useful in figuring out which curly hair product you should use to style your hair. Remember the 80-20 rule, 80% water with 20% product. This will allow you to not use as much product. It'll last your product a lot longer and you still achieve that desired look that you're hoping for. Again, I'm Chrissy J, your internet hair care bestie, and this is What the Blush. Thank you for watching. Comment and like for more videos.